to her.
Scintilla, where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Oh, it gets me every time. Strike a pose. You know what time it is. Actually, it's 1:17 in the morning. Flip that around. Yeah. Means it's a perfect time for us to challenge the God. Yes. What is going on? Ayo Ronnie here, and I'm back with another video. Welcome back for the last time to Forgotten City. This game consists of 23 characters, all with very different stories. It's almost impossible for me to recap exactly what goes on in every story. It's been a great adventure so far, and I really encourage you to watch the previous episodes to get up to speed, because there's only one way to really feel what's going on, is to actually see us walk through each episode. I can just tell you, but it's not going to be the same. It's never enough for me. In this video, not only are we going to beat the game, we're going to beat it 3 times. We're going to find every single ending in this game. Are you ready? If so, strike a pose on that like button. Let's do this. Whoa. Oh, this is where we got to put them in. Insert plate, insert plate, insert plate. Hey! What the? Hey, make a run for it. Look at all these statues. I never understood why some were on these little blocks. Okay, so now I gotta call on. Oh, all 4 of the devils. This game got satanic real quick. Ooh, this is the White Hall they were talking about. Oh, we just entered Star Trek. There's a man. Who's there? This is who's been whispering to me? Are these the gods?
And here you are.
Achievement
Allow me
unlocked.
to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names.
Oh, this is my new real dad.
To the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks.
Yeah, this is my real dad
to the
now.
Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly that there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
All right, what's your story, Chief?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
You're a god?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I made myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why are you looking sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate.
Makes sense.
In time, we grew
Is it
fond
an
of the
alien?
sensory delights it affords: desire, joy, ecstasy,
Ecstasy.
even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
May I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
I can't believe he's...
This is my
I wish I
beloved.
could see her. Oh, there she is.
Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal
That's
to the
Karen.
Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh, she's been trying to get me to take him down.
Your gaze lingers.
I know
too
that's
long.
right. Who's that on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker.
Erroneous. Business place.
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because
wager,
of a
huh?
wager I made long ago.
What was the wager?
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving
crazy.
from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently.
Pretty
to
big
the
sacrifice there.
humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen
What?
sleep to prevent age and sickness.
So she's a
from
vegetable?
claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single
1
year,
year.
then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us.
So
in
he
Elysium.
wasn't trying to be a bad
My
guy.
part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime.
That's crazy.
And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
So who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Built the city.
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives. And
Just to put some thinking
I
power in
watched
this.
wave after wave
I see you, bro.
Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before. They made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans. And they all did the
Well, you
same
could never have
thing.
brought Americans
They
here.
built upon the underworld
We'd have
of
messed
their
it up in like 2
predecessors,
days.
renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How do you decide who comes here? That's a good question.
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock.
So they only
And
had 1,000
Persepolis along
chances.
with
That's crazy. How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat as she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin.
That's crazy.
But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
I see. So you're responsible for destroying all these lives.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Where did all these golden bowls come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious.
Yes, it is. How do you know when people
I'm
say
able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Is your wife connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Then what an odd question.
I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen? Experiments on the golden statues.
The midwife in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented on if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves.
For real, that was the craziest part of the game.
What happens to them is no concern of mine.
Seems like an extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No, of course not. Never mind. So all my questions,
Good.
Chief.
Then now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember fearing you. How did you come here?
Hi, I'm Ayo Ronnie, and I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone
Uh-oh.
powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I was hoping you could tell me.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years.
Shouldn't you know this as the god of the underworld?
Tread lightly. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I'd like you to put an end to the golden rule. Boy!
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies
See, he a
and
murderer
wrong-headed
too, bro.
arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I
He's
put
just
an
a
end
murderer,
to the
bro.
so-called golden rule?
Oh, I would never pick that first option. Golden rule is corrupting this city and ensuring you'll never win the wager. That's a smart move.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
Rufus has become so paranoid that he's jumping at shadows like visual sexuality.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one. If you're right, my involvement has corrupted the very thing I sought to observe.
Yes, sir.
impartially. But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law?
You've given terrible punishments to hundreds of people for minor sins and some who committed no sins at all.
Every one
Hey.
of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people.
But I am a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect
This
me to treat you as
dude,
I
man.
treat my own kind? You are
Making
not a
stuff
peer.
up.
You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be
Ooh.
treated?
Bars.
Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
No.
Of course not. Because that would be absurd, just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals.
What makes your kind superior to mine?
Where to begin? Our lifespans exceed yours by thousands of years, in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine.
Why does wisdom and technology make you superior?
Because that is the source of our power over you.
So you think you're not obliged to treat us fairly because you're more powerful than us?
You could say that.
What was it the Roman Stoics said? Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you.
My kin have no superiors.
Ooh, bars.
That is true. Go on. Let me ponder that for a moment. If you're right, then it would follow that all this time I have been in the wrong. But no. The very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster?
You're not a monster, you're a human, and you made a mistake. What?
Wait, what? What are you saying?
Humans make mistakes. It's in our nature.
You have spoken eloquently. And yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed.
Yes, sir.
From the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win.
Ooh.
Why would he do that?
Perhaps he made a mistake too.
A mistake? But he is the best and greatest of us.
Perhaps when you took on human form, you took on some human phobies as well.
Your words sting me, mortal. But perhaps
Whoa.
it's what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope.
Never
of
give
being
up,
with
sir.
her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her,
Wow.
of all of you. But know this.
Silver tongue
If I
achievement.
abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
We just want to return to the world.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware
And
you'll
I'm
be
fine with
separated
that,
from the
Buster.
rest.
But why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow.
I'm gonna be a
of time.
gamer. I'm gonna be a YouTuber.
Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Farewell, mortal.
Persuade the god of the underworld to abolish the golden rule. Complete. What I say? What I say? Did it! Wow, I never completed that. Hey, it's Al.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Alworth, I came here to find you.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Hi, I'm Ayo Ronnie.
Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years.
He seems so happy about it.
Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account of the temple.
Whoa.
Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared, said barely a word, and entered the temple of the mysterious god, this one here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have
So
suffered
he
long
took
enough.
the place.
Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
Actually, that was me.
What? Oh, I see. For a moment there, I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow
Right
me.
behind you. So Galerius took my place in the story because it never happened. I don't know. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody
I
else
don't like
has
this
ever loaded into
scene.
this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
Karen! Even though you're the devil, still fine.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh, what a relief.
Main
Thank
goal
you
complete.
so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Whoa, I discover you're not. I discover you're not who you said you were. I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago.
Ah,
Whoa.
I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Who are you really?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned
This is scary,
from
bro.
5,000 years of experience that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth.
I'm definitely
in
using
their
this
own
as a
time.
thumbnail. What truth is that?
That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
How did I die?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you
Yes.
really want to know?
Yes, I want to know.
As you wish.
Dang,
You were
bro.
murdered. You were on a mission to recover a collection of stolen relics, including two silver coins of ancient origin from a powerful criminal. You succeeded, but as you escaped into the street, you were followed by two of his men. A passing motorist saw you being pursued and offered to you a ride, but the men in pursuit destroyed the
That's
vehicle with you
crazy.
in it. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was
Oh,
Ayo.
snap.
You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some. And so it was my duty to bring you here.
Pluto said the coins Al and I had were the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means I am now bereft
Oh, snap.
of purpose.
What you doing later?
There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
What's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferryman for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here.
Pluto mentioned that my coin was the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means
Did we just say that?
I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
Can you return us to the land of the living?
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look, here comes Al.
Oh,
now.
that was crazy.
Al, it's so good to see you.
That's a
You were gone
thumbnail.
so long, I
That's
thought
the
I'd never see
thumbnail.
you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story, and I look forward to hearing all about it. But You two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you?
So me
Are
and
you ready
Al
to go
saved the
home?
world. Yeah, take us home, girl. You coming with us? No? Too much? Okay. Oh, snap. 1 year later. This like one of them high school shows. What? Is this Al? All grown up?
Hey, you made it.
You look
It's
weird.
great to see you again. I hope you're adjusting to life as a civilian. I hear it takes a long time. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius's tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hello.
It's you.
There he is.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
Finally
cry.
here. Remember me?
Galerius, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins
What?
to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation.
What?
And I
That's
wasn't even sure if
crazy.
you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
Oh, snap. What are you doing here?
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night.
Dooley.
I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
You're with Ecuador now?
I know. I can't believe my luck either.
Oh,
But we're
yeah. I
engaged
see
and
it.
living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're gonna be around,
You got it,
we'd
bro.
love to see you there.
Count me in. It's good to see you again, bro.
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to
It's
thank
about to
you,
be
so
22
you better keep
conversations. Oh
moving.
my
We'll speak again
god.
soon, my friend.
Etika.
You're here.
Hey.
It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you.
Good to see you too, girl.
So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
What are you doing nowadays?
Galerius and I are engaged.
Expecting?
And expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside, with room for a large family, and Dooley too.
Oh, that's so nice.
It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities.
Yeah, but you gotta get a
for our
real job,
children
though.
than we ever imagined.
Priestess ain't
We're
gonna
just
cut
so
it here.
thankful for what you did for us, for all of us.
How's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact,
Heard
she's
that.
here somewhere. If you'd like to ask her yourself.
I'll do that. Good to see you.
See you at the wedding, I hope.
Didn't really get to talk to him too much in the game, but we'll check on this dude.
Hello.
What's up, bro?
I'm Dooley.
I remember who you.
It's
Galerius said you're very nice. And a
He
bit
does look like his real son, though, for
Thank
real.
you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it.
What are you doing nowadays?
I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me.
Wow,
remember and
man.
Forget things. Like
Heard
brushing my
that.
teeth.
Sorry you never found your treasure.
Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now. Galerius got me a box
That's
tells
so cool.
stories. It's my favourite thing.
Good to see you again, bro.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna go back and find that treasure. Oh, snap. What's
Hi
up,
there.
girl? Lucretia. What's going on?
You are here. It's nice to finally meet
Hey, girl.
you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in.
Lucy.
as you can see.
Changed
We
her
are all
name.
trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So...
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time.
Where's Lulia?
Oh.
What?
She didn't make it. She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple. It was
That's crazy.
Sad. She was a good woman and a friend.
Sorry to hear that.
It wasn't your fault. Decius is to blame. He's here somewhere too. Not that anyone would talk to him. I'm not even
That's
sure
crazy.
how he got invited.
It's good to see you.
You too. Don't be a stranger.
Who is this? Horatius? Hey!
Hi there, I'm Horatius.
What's up, bro?
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life. And reuniting Centilla with us as well. So...
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
What you doing, bro?
I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
I'm sorry you never got to see your girl again.
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal, remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now.
That's beautiful,
not
man.
Forever.
Well said.
Thanks.
Whatever happened to Demetrius?
He's not my...
Demetrius? Oh, yeah. Got jokes.
He had more trouble
I
adapting
bet.
than most. He got himself disqualified
That's
from
hilarious.
the UFC. So he started some kind of underground blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome. Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck
Oh my God.
And his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
That's a shame, bro.
Perhaps.
Good to see you again. Dang.
And you.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
They're just back to regular life, man. That's 2 deaths. Yeah. What's up, girl?
I take it
Hey.
you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you again.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what
Whatever you want to be
I'm
called.
not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is, we'll never
Heard
see
that.
him again.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Anything I want. I'm a woman of means
What?
in a vast new world. I can
Woman
go
of
wherever
means.
and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant
Alexa,
summon
that's
things for me,
hilarious.
because it's just awful out there.
I know that's
Barbarians
right.
Everywhere.
What happened to Sentius?
He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the
Oh,
underworld.
snap.
Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind.
That's
until
3
the
deaths.
End of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me.
He did once tell me he wanted to live forever.
Then I
Yes,
suppose
sir.
he got his wish.
Good to see you again.
You too. See you around.
That's crazy, bro. Hey, Georgie! What's up, my guy?
Greetings. You must be the legendary.
He's
Oracle.
always so nice.
It is a sincere
Sorry I
privilege
called
to
you a
finally
goofy
make
when we
your
met.
acquaintance. I am George.
Good to see you, bro.
I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that,
Don't
I
even
am
mention
most
it.
Grateful.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won.
Consider me there. We're having a Fabia. Oh
the
no.
poor sweet thing perished in a shrine collapse before the rest of us were saved. It is the one regret I have in all this.
Sorry to hear that. Is that because I didn't...
You too, my friend.
Wait.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
We met before, though I wouldn't expect you to admit it. Oh, it's the guy!
I'm sorry.
It's the hermit philosopher.
In any case...
What's up, Phil?
Philip. I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again.
Good to see you again.
My sincere thanks once again.
You know what it is, bro? You know they're about to trigger the perfectionist in me. I think that these people are not here because I didn't send that dude on those errands on my last run. So you know what I'm about to do. Auto save. I'll see you guys in a minute. Just like that, AyoFam, we are back. I went to the cisterns. I used that key, which I should have known.
Hey.
We skip all this, which I should have known just led me to the same girl I rescued before. Also, I made sure everybody was safe before I ended the world. So let's see if that changed anything at all. If it didn't,
here.
I'll just skip
Remember
the ones
me?
we've seen already. It did change.
Hi there.
Look, she's here. Everybody's here. I did it. Hey.
You're the Oracle,
Yes,
right?
sir. AyoRonnie's fine.
Oh, of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation.
You got it, girl. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university.
Hey, we're gonna leave that
I want
alone.
to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times
Wait, Ulia's
bigger
got a
than
girlfriend?
the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry,
Jinkies.
you already know
Yeah.
all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
Seeing the world with fresh eyes sounds wonderful.
I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. I hope to change that. One day.
Well, we're having a Malleolus and
Last
Claudia.
I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire.
What?
He ended up being committed to a psychiatric
That's
hospital.
crazy.
As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money
Oh,
on wine,
wow.
trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
What? Think you're allowed to feel that way.
Thank you. You're very kind.
No problem. Aurelia. Oh yeah, the bartender.
Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince. And how she was going to be living the high life.
Oh,
from
she's
now
not gonna
on.
be here?
Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even
What?
met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it? Nigeria?
Oh,
have all the
snap. She got a nice... Oh, she got conned. Oh my god, that's hilarious. As the Oracle, I foresee terrible disappointment in
Really?
her future.
I feel better already. Thank
That's
you.
crazy. But that's sad. That's 3 people we're not gonna see, but we just gained 4 more.
If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there.
I'll take you up on that.
I hope so.
Hey, it's Fabia. We saved her.
The one we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I'm Fabia.
What's up, girl?
I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure.
No problem. You're very welcome.
I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together
Got a lot of
again,
teeth, though.
even if it's just for one more night.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me.
Dang!
So I just do what makes me happy.
I hear that.
Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at
Memes?
while
That's
binging
hilarious.
TV shows in yoga pants.
Whoa.
What a time to be alive.
Is that what everybody's gonna say? Sounds like a life well spent.
Oh, it really is.
Good to see you.
You
alive. They tried to have me kill everybody off. Heck no. See, I was rushing too much. Could have saved myself 40 minutes.
Greeting.
Octavia. Hey.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much
Octavia. Nice to see you, girl.
I'm thankful that you're here.
Octavia.
I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god
Oh,
had more
the
important things
servant.
to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it.
Not a problem. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis.
I bet you are.
After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people, like you helped me.
Not a problem. Sounds like a noble cause. Good on you.
Thank you. That means
I'm
a
here
lot.
for you. Good to see you again.
And you.
Alive.
Oh, and I hope this isn't too forward, but some of us are going out for a drink after this.
Yeah.
Like to join
Water. Water for everybody. Sounds good. I'm in.
us? Wonderful. I'll see you soon.
Am I about to like lunge into the world of The Sims after this?
Good evening.
Hey, it's Olivia, the crazy old
Greetings.
lady. Good to see you. Looking well.
Thank you for
I see you,
your
baby
kind
girl.
words and for liberating us all.
Hello there.
In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing these days?
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while.
Oh, nice.
At least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
Reading any good poems lately?
Ah, you remember
Yeah.
that? I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up
That sounds
on now.
devastating.
I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite
Dang.
enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe.
Oh.
I think I may have found a kindred
Oh,
spirit.
Edgar Allan
Men
Poe.
have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence.
Well said. Good to see you again.
And you. Farewell, friend.
This is so sad, yo. All the things I found are in this museum. This dude just knocked this down. Even clean hands can damage just a fragile.
Soiree, innit?
What's up, bro?
Oh, hello at last. You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. I'm Dacius.
Hi, Dacius.
Listen,
Silicon
I want to
artist.
express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated.
Figures.
Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
No problem, bro.
Most gracious of you.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which
This should
stocks
be
I invest in
hilarious.
next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and
What?
arms. What would you recommend?
Everything's gonna be a lie? Let's go with DVD rentals.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm gonna make a bloody
Why they make me
fortune.
lie to this dude? He wasn't that bad. I'll be going
Of
now.
course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my
You
friend.
got it, bro. They gonna make me do this dude dirty on his second chance at life.
Good evening.
If he a hustler, he a hustler. It's Kabosh. Dad, it's me.
It is an honor to
Dad?
finally meet you, Oracle.
Thanks, bro.
You know my name.
Of course I do.
Oh, of course. You are an Oracle.
That's
you
me.
know many things. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman.
Yeah.
And I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure.
That's what's
and
up,
I
bro.
have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me
42
access to the
sins?
afterlife.
What?
Now, I think it is time I had some fun.
Sounds like you've earned it, bro.
Indeed.
Good to see you, Dad.
Thank you, Oracle.
Let's tear up. Bye, Dad. Who is this? I got a
Hello
whole
there.
cussing. Yay, Cedilla.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now.
Gabriella.
I didn't want to be reminded.
Everybody
of that
got the
monster
name
every
swap.
time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to me.
Yeah, I believe it. Sounds like you got what he deserved.
Mhm.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living with Ulpius on a little
Oh,
vineyard in
man.
Umbria. It's even more
Well,
wonderful
at least he's
than I dreamed
alive.
it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine.
Oh, very nice. I might just do that. Good to see you.
Thanks. You too.
Opius.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm
What's up,
Opius.
bro? Hey, it's my cat.
I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my
No
life.
problem.
The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of.
Little vineyard? I don't
Be a
think
little
there's a
while
such
before
thing.
we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on
Still
all
talk
of
slow
this?
as ever.
So we're living each day to the fullest, and we end them all the same way.
I bet.
Sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now.
That's
And
hilarious.
watching the sunset over the rolling hillside. And I couldn't be happier.
I'm glad you're happy, bro.
Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you.
Good to see you, bro.
You too.
Adios. Uh-oh, we got two more people. Rufus, my main man. Who's that other guy?
Nice to meet you.
You looking crazy as ever. Good to see you too.
I go by Rufus now.
Rufus.
New start.
Took the eye out. Heard that.
Oh, and thanks. By the
No
way,
problem.
For what you did. Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy
You don't have to be. What are you doing these days?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam.
Oh.
Not far from where he grew up. It's very modern.
What is
Destroyed on the
Rotterdam?
war, and it rebuilt itself.
Why is everybody talking slower the more people we talk to?
Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
Turns out you were right. Statues were really watching us.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world.
Haha,
Security
that's
cameras
hilarious.
And smartphones everywhere. Got to
Yeah,
stay
you gotta
vigilant.
keep your privacy. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Good to see you, bro.
You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're grateful.
I get the feeling there's something else to that, but I'm not gonna say it. Virgil, what's up, bro?
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much
Why is his
about
voice
you.
so pinched? Good to see you, bro.
I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff,
snap.
but once you get
I
past
knew
that,
it.
He's a lovely fellow.
I knew it. How they gonna add this into the game? What are you doing with yourself these
I'm
days?
studying to be an architect again and living with Rufus in a beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you
Heard
are.
that. Oh, it's good to see you again, bro.
You too. As Rufus said in his own laconic way, if you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
You got it, bro. I might just take you up on that. Is there somebody else?
There you are.
Oh, it's Al.
I hope you enjoyed that.
I thought it was somebody
Now,
important.
There's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
What?
Sorry if I frightened you.
Oh, that's
I've
her?
been
She looks so
focusing
different.
For a long, long time.
I recognize that voice.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina.
What?
Former
She looks so
goddess of the
different.
cycle of life and renewal. And now, a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person. And thank you for freeing all these people. And me.
You got it, girl.
I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
You were whispering to me all along.
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
Did what you could. Thank you. You created the time loop?
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh, nice.
After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly
Whoa,
to help others.
snap.
What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle.
Nice. So he
Of
just
course,
killed
once
himself
I
every
taught him the
day.
prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did.
What became of Pluto?
I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that
Oh,
way.
that's sad.
Oh, she inherited
Sharon?
dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some
Huh?
kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again.
Oh my
I imagine we
goodness.
all will, one day.
So she's working on building
And you. Although it feels like I've known you forever.
Indeed.
Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden
Oh my
statues
god, this is about to
scattered
be a
throughout the
big
city?
reveal. Of course.
Good. Because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
Oh, this
Of
is...
all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
The Canaan ending. Achievement unlocked. We did it, guys. Well, you know what comes in next after this? We're going to check out all the endings. And I just want to say that had to be one of the best endings of any game I've played in like at least the last 3 years. And I sincerely mean that. I mean, that had to be the best ending since like Final Fantasy IX. I can't believe, like, look at this short list. The credits aren't even that long. So few people working on a game this amazing. I love how I got to recap and really grow and learn each and every character. But man, that was just crazy. By the way, I cut out a lot so I could fit a lot more in. that talk with Pluto, the guy that looks like my dad's dad, that was like 52 minutes, no lie. So I cut a lot of that out. I hope you guys don't mind. Here's all the voice actors on your screen. But without further ado, guys, let's figure out. Let's get into the next 3 endings that we didn't see. And by the way, one of them I accidentally discovered like 2 videos ago. So we're gonna check that one out first. And Skadu.
Just you and me. What do you say?
All right, let's go, baby.
Oh, thank you. Now follow. Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Okay.
What did you do
Uh-oh.
with Scintilla?
You're looking real
Where
different
is
now.
she?
As if I tell you.
So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself.
What?
Just like that soft-hearted...
Oh. Wait, what?
Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more...
That's crazy.
And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a gun.
That's crazy.
The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. How many extra days did you give me? Just the 2?
What?
Not many. But don't worry, I'm sure there'll be another useful idiot who comes along after you're dead. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what?
What is she doing?
What are you going to do about it?
You knew there was a way out and even locked up your daughter to keep it a secret. Why?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful...
That's a terrible reason.
The sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again.
That's craziness.
Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Of course.
You asked
There's
me
no
to
way you
break
could
the
have
golden
succeeded.
rule knowing I would
Every
fail.
soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. by reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust.
Gonna die a painful death for this.
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy
Decurion?
bow?
Don't let her have this one.
Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right
Hey!
here,
Woo!
The many shall suffer
I have his key.
for the sins
I can
of
open
the
the
one.
gate. Come on, we have to go. Hey,
What?
what's happening to you? That light, it's
What?
so bright.
Whoa! What? That's Al?
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Hey, I came here to find you.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I'm Ayo Ronnie.
Really? That's strange.
Thanks.
I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light.
That was me.
What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand.
When I first arrived here in present day, I found your corpse hanging from a noose. Yeah,
I'm
boy.
sorry, come again?
I still have the suicide note you carved into this tablet. Here you go.
Let me see that. God, why?
'Cause
does
it's
it really
yours,
look so
fool.
familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles. This is disturbing. But I don't understand how I could have written it.
It was written by a different version of you. I changed the past and your fate.
I'm not following.
I helped Scintilla kill the man who opened the time portal and drew you back in time, preventing it from ever happening again.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this.
Now you're getting it.
I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. That's a lot to take in.
Enough talk. Let's get out of here.
Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it.
It's right here in this cistern. Follow me. Talk to Al. Bro, this is crazy. Is that all gold? What? Oh, I thought I got excited for a minute. So we're literally that close to the way out. Where's Al? Bro, this is all bad, isn't it? I feel like this ended. Al?
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, something ain't right here, Chief. I don't know, something just feels off. Hopping on down. Hey, what's up, Karen?
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh,
how does she
what a
remember me?
relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
I discovered the ruins of an ancient underground city.
Really? Sounds amazing. And did you... Oh, look! Here he comes. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long forgotten
I'm so
city.
confused.
And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was...
How does she know?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Sentia, Lucretia, Horatius, Galerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours. I will live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
I'm ready. Take us home. The one that got away. Achievement unlocked. Ending 2 of 4. So wait, there was an ending I could have had earlier? How many might have survived if you walked away from Scintilla? So we're about to take on the next ending. This could be a pass, could be a fail, I don't know. I think there were some prerequisites I may or may not have taken care of beforehand. Hey, there he is. All right, we're gonna make this one pretty plain and simple. Uh-oh.
Don't be so foolish. If you kill me, we all
Oh.
die. And if I die, I won't be able
I think I'm about to
open the
trigger it.
portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want? Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with
You know what that means, guys. Get the golden one for him. And flop. You're done. Bye.
The many shall suffer.
Look at him.
For the sins of the
Golded
one.
up. Hey. It was that easy? I could have did this the whole time. We're back at the beginning. Hey, it's Al.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone.
What's up, Al? Al, where if I came here to find you?
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I'm Ayo Ronnie.
Really? That's strange. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina,
destroyed the world
and murdered a local magistrate, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said that the voice of a furious god rang out, and the ground trembled and
That was me.
statues sprang to life, firing arrows at the city's inhabitants. Apparently, as the citizens screamed and died in pain, the stranger just vanished in a flash of
That
light.
was me. Actually, that was me. Yeah.
What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand.
When I first arrived here in the present day, I found your corpse hanging from a noose.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
come again?
it's real. I still have the suicide note carved into this tablet here.
Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing. But I don't understand how I could have.
I'm telling you the truth. It was written by a different version of you. I changed the past and your fate, buddy. Yes, sir. I killed the man who opened the time portal and drew you back in time, preventing it from ever happening.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this.
Now you got it. Yes, sir.
So what you're really saying is, you brought me back from the dead to let me die all over again. You saw the tablet. I spent a lifetime searching for a way out.
Yeah.
I never found one. I can't see how I could possibly find one now, so it seems like we're both gonna die here.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
A mistake? You murdered a man.
Oh, snap!
And now there's a city full of dead people. It's only a matter of time before we join them. I guess all those old Latin inscriptions were right. Pro peccata unius multis.
This guy is mad,
shall suffer for the
Hey! We got it, baby. Ending 1. How many might have survived if you hadn't killed Sentius in cold blood? Oops. Dude, that ending was cool. I didn't know it was that easy. But hey, now we know. Sentius really is the key. If we take him out, we're donezo. Next. Alright, now it's time for the one that I was afraid that I messed up the most, because apparently there are some requirements to this one.
You?
Yeah.
Who are you? Did he send you?
I'm Ayo Ronnie and nobody sent me. Okay, so basically I told her I'm gonna leave her here sweet. Okay, so now I got a time warp. Talk to Galerius. Bro, I hate these lines. Woo, fell in the water. That's what's up. Talk to Galerius and get him to round everybody up. Then come back here. So yeah, there's that. There's that whole thing. Whoa. I never seen this part before. Oh! Man, I almost glitched the whole game trying to do that. I never seen him actually summon the time warp before. I don't care about photo mode. Should I? I probably should. It's pretty dope photos. All right, so now I'm supposed to explain the situation to Galerius and have him gather up citizens.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Oh, snap. The golden rule is it's going to be broken soon. I need you to quietly get everyone except Sentius ready to run into the upper system when the ground starts to crumble.
What? That's a big ask. But something tells me...
Dang straight.
All right.
That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that.
But I doubt I'll be able to gather more than a handful of people.
You'll be all right. I believe in you. All I gotta do is make it to the cistern, and then we trigger our next ending. So yeah, the time has come. I told Galerius to lead everyone here when the golden rule is broken so they can escape too.
How did you know? Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Oh, grrr. Here he is. The big bad wolf himself.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she?
As if I tell you.
So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted...
What is a pleb, by the way?
So, you discovered my secret.
Oh, okay. So now,
do
we just skipped a whole bunch. All right, I think I'm going to just pass it to her.
Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Oh, it gets me every time. Oh my god, it's so graphic. Jump in the water, fool. You're in a pool.
The many shall
Don't look all stupid now.
for the sins
We can
of
open
the
the
one.
gate. Come on. We have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Yes, sir. Hopefully I get a different ending this time. So Centilla is really the key. Like, that whole family is pretty much the key. I think they get you all 3 endings, right? Talk to Al with my gun drawn? Why is my pistol out?
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone.
I still can't believe how it normally looks. I came here to find you.
Here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I'm Ayo Ronnie. Yeah.
Really? That's strange. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Centilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, Centilla and a handful of other citizens managed to escape.
We got a different
while
ending.
The stranger disappeared in a flash of light.
Actually, that was me.
What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand.
I found your corpse from the noose.
I'm sorry, come again?
I still have the suicide note. Yes,
let me see
sir.
that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it.
It was written, I changed your life, yada yada. You guys get it.
I'm not following.
I helped Centilla kill the man who opened a time portal, preventing it from ever happening.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't...
Exactly, my man.
I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping a bunch of others to escape. That's a lot to take in.
How about we get out of here?
Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Centilla used, if we can find it.
It's right here in this cistern. Follow me. I get the lead out of here? What? That's crazy. I know it's only just for a couple seconds, but that's still bananas to me. Return to the river. Al, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Let's go meet this angel of death here.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
Wonder what would happen if I killed Al. I don't even think it's possible. I don't like the fact that he left me by myself. It just makes it so much more strange, man. But here we are, running through the... Oh, you get it. Hey!
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there.
No, man.
Why don't you tell me what you discovered? While
It's
we wait.
It's literally like the angel of death that I'm talking to. That's so
Sounds amazing.
mind-blowing.
And did you... Oh, look. Here he comes. Al, it's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long
He's got a
forgotten
slash
city.
on his head.
And there was a tablet describing an event
How would he get
2,000
that?
years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was... Centilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across
The
it while I
devil,
was waiting
bro.
here.
She knows it all.
I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
She's literally the devil, bro.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this. But Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia, and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate.
Aww,
including Ulpius,
that's crazy.
Who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been. All we can do is take this gift you've given us and try to show others the same compassion you showed us. We promise you that saving our lives was not for nothing. Scintilla et al.
It's Scintilla et al. Al.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
I don't think so.
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
I'm ready. Take us home. Is she really going to take us home? How many might have survived if you walked away from Scintilla? Ending 3 of 4. That means we did it, AyoFam, once again. Guys, we did it, another series in the books. I don't even know how many series we've completed on this channel, but we're getting after. We just got 4 endings and probably one of the most beautiful games I played in a long time. Honestly, shout out to the creators of this game, a very small development team. This was literally made by just a handful of individuals from a fan-based mod. That is insane. I thought the game was beautiful. I thought the choices were cool. The only thing that was true in some cases, it lagged in some bits. The motions were a little weird, especially when you were climbing and jumping. It's like you were more hovering than moving. And then the voice, just the faces kind of threw you off every once in a while. They didn't really match what the characters were saying, but all in all, and some of the combat scenes felt really dragged out. Like, why do I have to beat 12 golden statues? But small details. I give this game like on a 1 to 10. This is like literally like a 9.5. It's small, it's a good story, good characters. I actually grew attached to every character, started learning their patterns, where they were, and the uniqueness that each and every one of them brought to the table. I think this is a game that has most characters I've ever seen ever. 22 main characters is insane. But I really appreciate you guys for putting in the work and the time and the effort for making this game. So shout out to the people that made this game. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and if you watched the whole playthrough, you are a real OG. I can't look forward to the next trip we go to. I mean, we just traveled 2,000 years in the past. Who knows what we're going for? Don't mess it up now, Ronnie. You're doing so good. Who knows where we're going to go next? In the meantime, folks, this is somber music that's playing, but I'm hyped, bro. This is a fantastic, amazing game, and I can't wait to play more games like this with you guys. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this series and you want to if you enjoyed this series and you want to see more like it, you already know what to do. Go ahead and strike the pose on that like button. Subscribe now to join the AyoFam. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye. Forgotten City is done.
Perfect. Supreme victory!